There
That
we go.
brighten up everything.
Okay.
That brighten up everything. Yeah. It's not even.
So anyway, I'm excited. How about you all? Y'all have to come off of mute.
I'm so excited, but I just can't
So
get
can
it to
everybody
work.
say something so I can hear you?
Hey, Denise.
Hey.
I don't hear nobody.
You got to open up your.
Denise,
your
we're not on mute.
No, it was me. I need to turn my speaker on.
Okay.
Okay, now we're ready. All right. So hello, ladies. How are you all?
Pretty good. But Denise, we still can't see Sandra.
Can
I
you all
know,
hear
and
me?
I'm so sorry. I can hear y'all, but I can't get the picture to work.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Let me see. I thought I clicked it.
Yeah. Do you have another device you can come in on? Maybe your phone?
I'm actually gonna get on my phone.
Yeah.
Because this is acting up. So
yeah, because I promoted her to you have to promote to a panelist, so we're all panelists.
Okay.
So she should be able to come on.
Denise, who is Sarah Perry?
I don't know. Hi, Sandra.
Hello, lady.
Hello, Miss.
I am.
There she goes.
There we go.
There she is.
Hi, ladies. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
That's technology.
Yes.
Here, on here.
Okay.
There we go. Sarah Perry. Hello?
She's on mute.
Okay, I'm not sure who she is.
She might be using someone else's phone. Did you invite another person?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we'll go. Anyway, so I just wanted to have a conversation in promoting Black history and things like that. We always talk about the other historians that have come along in life and things like that. But what I wanted to do today was just to highlight our nonprofits, because the nonprofits are very essential to our economic to the economy, our economic status in our country, just, because they are important. And so, and the thing about it is, at this point in time, the need is rising, even though the fundraising is not rising. So the demand for services are increasing, even though the donations are decreasing, just because of the state of the time we're in. And so I wanted to talk about that, and just what are y'all's thoughts on that, about, just about even trying to survive as a nonprofit during this economic pandemic, during the pandemic.
It's amazing you said that, Denise, because I got a letter from one of the leaders that I support last night. I mean, Thursday night, urgent plea. She runs a homeless shelter. They needed blankets. So the need is there. And, we had to get together right away and take blankets and food. And, we were out to like 8 or 9 o'clock trying to gather food. So the need is definitely there. It's just, but like you said, thank God we have to get together and collaborate so we can get resources together.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Get the resource, because with people being being let go on their jobs, laid off their jobs, and just all of that, and doors shutting, companies are shutting, even nonprofits, shutting doors and things like that. There's still such a great need in the community, and with all that has went on in this past year, along with the with the election, with the Black Lives Matter, and the Black Matters, and just all of these different uprisings that came about in the country, the need even got greater. And then with the pandemic and people being sick, and people dying, and children being left homeless because the parents may have passed away, or whatever, grandparents passing away, all of these things that are happening, churches shut down. So the need that the church may have have provided previously, they may not even be able to provide at this time. But thank God for the little ones that are coming along. You know, they always talk, we think about the big organizations, we think about the big corporations, but it's the little ones. And that's what I remember writing a paper about that. And they said, it's the little ones. We employ people, you know what I'm saying? We have all of these different things. And so even the government thought enough of us to put us into the pandemic relief package. So we were not left out of that. If you think about that, you could have applied for those SBA funds. That's how important we are to America. That's what I wanted to say. So I wanted to talk to each of you all about, because when you think about a nonprofit is usually birthed out of a passion or a need or a or something tragic that may have happened in one's life, and so they begin to want to do something in the name of that person so that they can continue on with something. Like I worked for years for the Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation, and of course that foundation was started because of Nancy, her sister dying. Susan dying of breast cancer, and so she formed that organization. You know, the American Heart Association and some of those are some of the bigger nonprofit corporations, but nevertheless, it's the small ones that are developed out of a need of or a passion. So I'm just going to go around the room and let each one of you all tell me what caused you to birth a nonprofit organization. So because we have on the line, we have Kathy is representing Hope Restored, and then we have Sandra, who is representing, oh Lord, I know it is, it's the backpack ministry. And then we have Denise Montgomery, which is representing 3 Leaf. It's literacy, learning, and what's the third one? Leadership. And then of course, 180 Impact. And so if each of you would tell the story of how the nonprofits, how your organization began, and tell us how it was birthed. And then, so this just lets the people know that first we exist. This is why it got started. And if you want to, we will accept your donation.
Of course. Who's going first, ladies?
You, Denise.
Yeah, go ahead, Denise.
As she said, I'm Denise Montgomery. 3 Leaf Literacy, Leadership, and Learning and Institute. That's a long name. But in my mind, I like to do things big. I've been an educator for over 20 something years. And I noticed that during my time in education, that students were struggling because the parents were struggling. So after I retired in 2019, I started the organization 3 Leaf in 2016. But in 2019, when I retired, I knew it was God was saying it's time to get it up and running. So I started teaching GED. That's the literacy side of it. And we offer literacy classes. We offer ESL classes. We will eventually grow into financial literacy, into health literacy, anything that has to do with helping adults become better. And then I noticed that on the learning side of it, that parents are struggling right now. If you don't have your GED, you can find a job, but it's going to be minimum wage. So that means if that parent is struggling, the child is struggling too. So I wanted to be able to look at the whole family and the child as well. Excuse me, y'all. So the learning part of it came in. Excuse me. The learning part came in because I wanted to focus on the learning barriers that child is having to face because of the inadequacy or of a need that's not being met with the parent, because the parents were not being able to support the children as well as they could. So I wanted to be able to look at what the adult needs and what the learning needs. And then I came back and I said, okay, Lord, there were so many leaders like churches and other organizations that needed help. So that's where the leadership came in. And as I said, I got an emergency email from a pastor that said we need help. So the literacy, the learning, and the leadership, they all came together to basically, I want to be able to help in those areas. We also go out and help homeless. So basically, I'm just trying to encompass as many people as I can to help, and that's been my calling, and that's exactly what I want to do. I'm just trying to do as much as I can to help as many people as I can.
And that's one thing I know about Denise. She's up for the challenge. When
It
her and
sure
Kathy both
is.
now, they up for the challenge. I mean, I've seen them go over the seas and
Yes,
everywhere
we will.
to do to meet those mission needs. And that's what I love about these ladies. That's in them. It's just in
Yes.
them. And so
Yeah.
because of that, God allows them to be used in that way. And so, and I believe that he will keep doing that, and he'll keep blessing their efforts because of that. And so because Denise sent a text out, she said they need so and so to so and so. So we all just started responding with whatever we could do. You know, she gonna go do it now. That's too. She said, I'm going to go to Walmart. She was going her way to Walmart. I told her, I said, I'm gonna cash app you some money. So thank God for these avenues where we can get money to somebody quickly. We don't have to go to the bank machine, you know, and do all of that and got to go there. We can just click and it's over there.
And
So
Denise,
it's so
if I could just tell you how the Lord blessed, I called up another friend of mine named Paula. She called up some friends. Do y'all know in 4 hours we had $700?
Wow.
We had $700
Awesome.
in 4 hours, and we were able to do food, blankets, coats, clothing. I mean, you know, when we took it over to the church, the people were laying out on the pews. They were getting ready to put heaters under this tent because they couldn't get everybody in the church. And the pastor just cried when she saw us all coming in there. So the harvest is truly plenteous, but the laborers are few.
Absolutely.
That's
Okay.
good. All right, Kathy, you're up for Hope
Yep.
Restored.
We are Hope Restored Missions. We started in July of 2019. I am not the CEO or the director, but I am a board member. I also serve as a case manager. We serve the homeless and those who are facing housing insecurities, those who are, it's all kinds of views on what homelessness is, and it's not just that person that's found that you see on the side of the road. It goes much, much deeper than that.
Yes.
And so the organization was formed to restore hope to the oppressed. We have our focus may be on homelessness, but we are spiritually led.
Yes.
And we serve stateside as well as abroad. So we are definitely mission oriented and mission driven. We have a slogan that said, "Hope begins here." We began the organization. Tammy Monroe is the founder of Hope Restored Missions. And her original, we have been working so much in the field and with missions and with homeless and with, we met during the Widows Project. It's just all different elements that we put into this organization. I don't think it initially began as a nonprofit. It just grew. It grew because the need is, like you say, so great. We didn't know. So it started in 2019 with our first mission trip to Costa Rica. There, in about a month and a half, we raised $20,000. God knows we don't know how we done that, but we raised over the 20,000. But that's what we needed to make the trip work. And we began to just ask. And people start sewing, and they start bringing backpacks and school supplies and medical supplies. And, you know, we had a doctor that donated medical supplies and all of these things. We had a doctor on board who came with us. We had a nurse with us. We went to do the service, serve the people, and to do the will of God. Our scripture that we based this on, and one day we was just reading that and talking about it. It was Isaiah 58:12, and it was just talking about who we were and why we are what we are. And she said, "That's it. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing." And it simply said, "Those from among you shall build the old waste places, and you shall raise up the foundations of many generations, and you shall be called the repairer of the breach, the restorer of streets to dwell in.
Amen.
So we knew then we were in the will of God, and he had called us to do this work. Really, not too many people say they want to help the homeless, but they don't really want to help the homeless because it is work. It is a lot of work, and you give up a lot of time, a lot of yourself, but we're committed to it. And so now we have, we've been blessed to have a supportive center in Plano, Texas.
Yay.
And there we support and have all of these other organizations who come alongside, and we join up together and collaborate and figure out ways we can help the whole person. Okay, because sometimes the person is not homeless, but I can't get anything to eat, and I don't have any way to pay my electric or my water bill, and I might be somebody who is not homeless, but I need mental health attention. And the homeless have so many things that we don't really think about, because we have, you know, we have those things, right? So you're not thinking that I need a toothbrush and toothpaste, because you just run down the hall to your bathroom and there we go. But they don't have these type of items just to their disposal. They need things like IDs. So we said, okay, how can we help develop the whole person? So we set out on a journey, first mission trip to Costa Rica, did all those things that we had to do there, went back again, adopted a school there, started helping that school with things that they need, like uniforms that you don't think that you need to have that, but that's one of the things that they would have to have to help them with housing. We did a construction project while we were there, and putting in something as simple as a shower, you know, because the people were taking baths outside in an old empty refrigerator. And we was like, that ain't good. So we helped to build and put in this shower for this person. And I know you don't look at the homeless as seeing that it goes that deep. But 2020, did it not teach you a lesson? I mean, to tell you, I'm blessed to have a roof, y'all don't know. But yesterday, our team went out and served the homeless in 22-degree weather, handing out little red bags with toiletry items, blankets, and gloves, a hat, and things like that. And I prayed that we didn't have nobody that we had to serve, but we actually encountered 11 persons outside in that weather. So it just kind of it kind of brings everything into focus. So that is what our whole team is about. It's about restoring hope. That's our mission. So we try to, whatever level that is, sometimes it, like Denise said, sometimes they need something simple like a GED so they could get a job, an ID so they could get housing. You know, I'm telling you, it's mind-boggling how much it takes to get just your ID, get your Social Security card. Those things are precious to the person who is homeless because they need them to get resources. So that is where we started. We served with excellence. Denise has served with us on many, many occasions. We go wherever we have to do. So not only do we help in-house at the supportive center, we also do outreach, and we will go to wherever the homeless are. So that's who we are. We also just want to do a shameless plug. We're doing a pit count coming up where we count the homeless.
Come on, that's what this is for.
That's it.
We are counting the homeless. We serve with Dallas, Collin County, and we actually go out to count them. We literally have to give a count, and that's how we get funding to help them. Because our goal is to take the person from homelessness to home, and whatever that place may be, you see. So we are steadily trying to make sure that we can hook them up with the connections that they would have housing. And that is who Hope Restored Missions is.
That is
All right,
amazing. That's amazing. But that, you know, people don't even, that's what we don't think about. It's like you said, it's so much more than just providing a meal are giving, you know, something like that. It's so much more than that. They, you know what? I said, I wish I could put, I did some bags back here in December, and I said, Lord, I really want to put some toilet paper in them because, you know, that's essential. That's essential.
Listen.
You know, we don't think about that. That's essential too. You know, we got, you know, we put a lot of things in those bags, but I really want to do it. And the next time I am, because that's what I want to do.
And let me tell
you don't know what.
Listen.
Walmart got
small
4 rolls
make
for
a
60 cents.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised at what will make a difference, you know, just to have something to wash your face with, you know, and soap and stuff. Yeah. Just all of those little things. And this is, I'm gonna throw this out here because this is something the Lord gave me. And I said, I hope people can use it. He told me, he said the next time call it essential backpacks for people without walls. Instead of calling the homeless, call it essential backpacks for people without walls. So y'all can, that's free for all of us to use. He gave it to me.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because because I said, I just sometimes hate to call them the homeless. I hated to do that. So he said, well, God say you're asking for donations for their essential backpacks and for those that are without walls. And so something I'm going to use, and that's something I'm raising money for, because I want to do a big thing that in the spring, so that we can give some more things to them and even gear up for winter again, because winter comes, the seasons keep coming around. And we don't even know the difference of how somebody just being outside and can't even get in a warm place. That's deep when you think about it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And COVID made it especially difficult because they can't now just go to the library or to the coffee shop. Now you just outside trying to do the best you can.
Exactly.
And then people think, people begin to think about people. You don't know what it was that started this situation. They just didn't decide one day to get up and say, oh, I'm going to be homeless. I'm not going to, that wasn't their decision.
No.
It was something that happened that triggered this situation. And thank God that some of us are not homeless. We got to be thankful for that.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes. Because we just gotta be thankful. So we have to be thankful. If nothing else, this last year and even only this year ought to make us be more and more grateful, more and more grateful, more and more grateful.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Now, Sandra, I saved you for last because I know yours comes with a testimony, and with so you birthed this out of a tragedy, actually. But so tell us about Brittany's backpack, please.
Okay, so Brittany was my daughter. She passed away at the age of 8 from asthma, and she was a happy, sweet, wonderful, and totally saved child. She wanted everybody to know that she was saved, and she would ask you if she met you, have you been baptized? She didn't care if you were the president or the principal, she was going to ask you. And so she passed in 2001, and, life was a little rough, and I struggled with some things and decided to go back to college and finish. And I wanted to become a grief counselor, but God had other plans. He always does. And so his plan was for me to go into education because I love working with kids. And I've always worked with the homeless. I have worked with the homeless probably since I was 4 years old. I tagged along a lot with my mother and my uncle and aunt, and they fed the homeless in Fort Worth for years. And so, sorry, somebody's at my door. Tiffany? Yeah. I'm on video, so sorry. That would be my daughter, Tiffany. And and she's part of the reason that we started this ministry as well. So after Brittany passed, we started the ministry. I started it in 2009 when I was at Arlington Baptist College. I remember sitting in chapel one day, and Pastor Moody said, what is your mission? What is your vision? What legacy will you leave? And my legacy has always been that I want to leave empty. And when I say I want to leave empty, I want to know that I helped everybody I could. I leave here with one sock. I just want to know that everybody else got what they needed. And so after Brittany passed, I decided, her favorite thing was backpacks. And she never left the house without a backpack. There was always something in it. It wasn't even for school sometimes. So we would, I would go in Walmart and I would see the school supplies and have a total breakdown. And God said, we're going to turn this, your misery into a ministry. And so the ministry became that other children needed those backpacks and needed resources and supplies. And Tiffany, my oldest daughter, she is actually a school teacher. And so I've always wanted to be able to offer her, resources so she could have them for her kids. And she is just the best when it comes to taking care of her kids. I think they don't even want to go to the next grade because Tiffany's so awesome. But so I branched out from doing just backpacks for children to also incorporating that, like you ladies said, with the homeless.
Yes.
And so I partner with, and I will be partnering with you ladies, I partner with a lot of organizations, whereas we, some are chefs, some have homeless ministries. Everybody has a different ministry, but we combine together. We do events where we can go out in the community and cover all the resources. So I may have the backpack, Alicia may have the food to feed them. Nikki will come in with something. So everybody brings to the table enough so that everybody gets fully fed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I mean, toilet paper, toothbrushes, all the things you ladies mentioned, those are things that are so needed in the community. And I just really like to work with the homeless, with kids who are less fortunate. And we also, I've started partnering with different organizations and group homes. I do a lot with group homes. And so, there's just a significant need there. And like you ladies said, in 2020, it's such a change that came about, and a lot of people did not want to donate because they weren't able to, or they're afraid to come help. And, I try to harp on the fact that, when we're going out, we're double masking, we're making sure that we're safe and sound, but these people are homeless. They're on the streets. They need resources. That doesn't stop just because a pandemic hit. And like you said, it actually got worse because like Kathy said, they can't even go into a place to keep warm during the day. So there's so many needed resources, and as different organizations, we can combine together. And the funds are out there. It's just, we have to know how to ask who for what and how. And I'm blessed to work for a job where they encourage us to go out and work during the week in the community and just get paid for it. And so we did an event, the MLK event, and one of my coworkers came, but my job was so proud of me for doing that. They gave us another day off and they said, just do something, help somebody. So it's a blessing to be able to know where the resources are. It's just that I want us to be able to get together. And if there's something I can bless Denise with, or Kathy, or vice versa, we're going to continue to do that. And the conversations I've had with the other Denise is, hey, ask for it. They're going to say yes or no. So ask every organization out there, every company for money. Now, I did used to work for Sam's Club for years, and I was the community outreach coordinator. My job was to give money away. So I know exactly what needs to be said to get the dollars flowing. So those are things that we can just get together because,
Yes.
And there's also these organizations and these companies that are sitting here waiting for somebody to ask them for the money. So that's just a resource that I would like to form an organization with all of the organizations, like you ladies that have actually gotten these donations, so we can get together and know, in June, you need to ask the Dallas Stars for money because they only open their window for 1 month. Stuff like that. Those are things that can be very effective for us. And I have served on boards where I know these things. So I think it would be a good life lesson for us to, also sit down for an hour and just brainstorm totally and bring it all to the table and make us a resource guide so that we know each month what we need to be doing to get those funds we need to further our organizations.
That's lovely.
Sounds like an idea, Denise.
I know, because you know, it's a collaboration or a coalition more so of nonprofit organizations come together, helping one another, you know, working together, helping one another. And that's so important for community, because in our communities, you know, we've been, I'm going to do my, I'm doing mine, I'm doing mine, I'm doing mine. But what if we come together and build a coalition? We're still doing our vision, but we're building a coalition to help one another and make sure everybody is functioning and everybody's keeping, you know, going and going and going. And so it's just a blessing. We're not trying to take from the other person. We're not trying to, you know, dumb down nobody else's mission, but we're just building a coalition. I know this, you know that, you know, and we're building it together. I've worked with nonprofits for years doing their books, accounting, their auditing, you know, those types of things, and dealing with grants and stuff like that. So that's my background professionally. And so, but this is what happened to me. Now, this is how 180 Impact got started. This is funny. So I lost my job. I lost my job back in 2015. And so I ran out of unemployment. I was interviewing, and I was going on first, second, third interviews, phone interviews, all this stuff. And it's like nobody. I couldn't get to the higher, you know, to I'm hired stage. And so I just kept going. So then I started substitute teaching. I all got started with this substitute teaching.
Substitute teaching.
But this is what I found out when I started substitute. Because, you know, a lot of us, we get these professional jobs and we go off and we do, you know, we do what we do. And do we really know what's going on in the underserved areas? Do we really know? I didn't. I didn't have a clue that that's what was, you know, that's how it worked. And I was over there with this, I was over at one of the middle schools right down, Dade Middle School is where it was. And it was because I wasn't supposed to be at Dade that day. I was supposed to be at another school, and I got my calendar mixed up. So I showed up at Dade, and they were like, "Oh no, you're not leaving here. We're gonna keep you." I'll call the other school and tell them you're not coming. That's how bad they had a need for a sub that day.
Yeah.
So they just kept me. And I ended up being there for like 4 months, I think it was, for almost a whole. I was there for just about, just about for the whole semester. And I'm telling you, I walked out on them kids about 3 times. Them kids was something. It was a challenge for me. They were 6th graders. It was a challenge because I don't have any kids, and so I wasn't really around children a lot. But them children right there, I said, "Oh Lord, help me today." Every day I would be in there praying and carrying on, and then, you know, but then they have, you know, you have to love them, because even though they might be acting a certain way, if you really look deeper into it, it's something different. And thank God for discernment. So, you know, I got to see something that was a need there that that surface need that was getting on my nerves. Because some of them were hungry. They were hungry. They would tell you, Miss Bryson, because, you know, they used to serve breakfast. And so we would have breakfast left. I would keep the breakfast that, you know, that could be kept. I would keep it and hide it in the cabinet, because that first period class always came back to it. And so they would say, "Miss Price, did you keep anything? Because, you know, if I don't get it, I won't have nothing to eat. Can I have more than one? Because I got 3 sisters at home." Things like that they would say. So then I would start buying snacks. I'd come in there, I had so much stuff in them bags that I done went and bought. And you know, a substitute don't make no money. Now we know, don't make no money. But anyway, but the need was there. So I just did what I could to supply the need. And I felt so, it was just such a blessing to me. And when I said that, then I understood there's something you gotta do here. And I had been talking about of years starting something called the Total You Enrichment Center. We was gonna get in and help kids and help people and all of this kind of stuff. But the Lord began to change it as I went along. And so, because I said, our kids, these kids are smart. It's not that they're not smart, they're just in situations that they have nothing, they can't get out. I mean, how do you get out of a situation when you're a child? You know what I'm saying? And you have to, you know, you have parents and all of that. And so that was and so because of that, I just felt like, I said, Lord, I do something. I have to do something. And that was the same thing with the homeless situation. I was working downtown on a contract job. I was standing there waiting on the bus to get back to the parking ride. And a man went in that trash can and got a cup and started drinking out of it. And I almost had a fit. I thought, "Oh my God, what can I do?" That was the first thing that came out of my mouth. What can I do to help this situation? this is not what's happening. And that's how I felt about it. And so that from that day, I would come to work with a bag full of food, and it would have enough, because I didn't have a lot of money at the time. So I was just doing this myself. And I would put in that bag, because I said, if I'm gonna feed them, I got to feed them all day, not just part of the day, but all day. I got to have something here for them to eat all day. And every day at lunchtime, I would go out with that bag. I would just hand it to somebody, and I would just keep walking. Or something like that, or I would do something like that, or sometimes I'd go into 7-Eleven and buy, they'd be in there trying to, and they didn't have enough money. I would just, I got it, and pay for it, and then they would get it.
Right.
And so it just became something I did, but I got so tickled me, his dietary needs. He told me, well, I don't eat that. I said, give me my bag back. So my bag back, take somebody else. And so, and then when it started getting colder, I understood that some of them were down there cold. So I began to bring a blanket. I was on my way to work, and I had my bag, and I gave the young man the bag, but he was so cold. I thought, oh my God. So I went back to my car, and I had a jacket in the car, and I got that jacket out that car, and I came back and gave it to him, because we just have to be able to. It's some things I just can't stand to see that, because what can I do about it? What can I do about it? I might can't do a whole lot. I might can't feed 2,000, but if I can, I might can't feed 20, but if I can get that one fed for the day. And I got tickled. One time I was out there giving out bags on Fridays. I would have 2 bags. And so the man was running behind me. He said, hey, miss, I've been looking for you. I'm thinking, what?
They get to know you. I've had two experiences with homelessness and of my own. I was when I first came to Dallas in 1978, I became homeless, and I remember sitting on a bench in front of a bus stop because I didn't have nowhere to go that night. And so I would stay there until the daylight, then catch the bus, go to school, clean up, go into classes, and do what I had to do. So about 3 months moving around and from place to place. So I had my experience with homes, but it was sheer survival at that point in time. And my second bout with homelessness, I was divorced. Well, I wasn't divorced yet, but I was fleeing domestic violence, and it was me and 4 children now. So it was a whole different type of thing. And just went to the state, and I worked, and where I worked was government property. So I took the kids to work with me. So they slept in the car, okay? And then I went to work all night. Wow. And so that was a challenge for us for a good part of the summer. And then I had times when we went to hotel. But the challenge is having to navigate being in the car. And I often tell people, the reason I do have this passion to serve them is because I get it. The moment that you find yourself without a key to a door, to a place called home, it becomes, listen, it's a flood now of what am I going to do? And it's nothing like trying to navigate to that. And so when you see that, sometimes, and I see people, I understand why they remember they used to say they were hobos. Yeah. Traveling from place to place with their little knapsacks. But now when it becomes real, now you see families. So the thing that breaks my heart is that I see a family of people in a car. Yeah. So I'm working diligently trying to can I get a hotel room with you? We served a young man. He was young. He was only 22 years old, and it's 4 of them that makes up his family. So I figured there was sister, brother, cousin, but it was just them and no parents. They were all young. Wow. And he only wanted a week's hotel until he could get to the next Friday when he get paid. Then he would be able to do what he needed to do. But they wouldn't go to a shelter. Why? Because they had one minor who was 15, but they also knew that they would be separated.
That's it.
So you have no idea the thing that goes through the person's mind who's there. So we need small nonprofits who can see the ground level of things that's happening. Sometimes United Way doesn't see it. They throw money on the people who do. Catholic charities, they might not see all of that, but they put money on the people who do. So we see these big organizations, but we really it. So you see, you have the backpack ministries. You have no idea how many backpacks we had to take, over 250 backpacks to Costa Rica. And for them to get a backpack was like, what? They were happy to have it, you see, because that's not something that's not that available. So you be looking at little things that help, that's like that. And I believe the nonprofits are born
out of a need.
Right. And from those people who have the passion. If you've ever experienced anything, it'll drive you to do what it is that you do. Yeah.
It will drive. I'm telling you.
Denise,
go ahead, Sandra.
I'm in.
Denise, do you know if there's any questions from anybody?
I don't see any questions on here. Not yet. But anyway, I wanted to do this to expose the fact that, you know, there are I know we have our history makers and we have all of that, but there are these people, African Americans, that are holding down their corner, and they are out here trying to make a difference, not because they're trying to make a name for themselves, just because they see a need and they want to fulfill the need. And I always think it's a scripture, and I don't know where it is because I should have looked it up, but I know it's he that lendeth to the poor, he that giveth to the poor, lendeth to the Lord. And so, and you know, one thing about God is he ain't gonna be in debt. So if you doing something good, he's gonna take care of you. And you know, because I didn't even know so many homeless people like in their cars like I know now. So it's just so much that we know now. So, and since we know it, what can we do to help somebody else is what we have to do. And I got tickled. I have some of the charities call me all the time to see if I can put something out for them. They'll come back to do the neighborhood and get it. And then something clicked in my mind and said, everything that you got in there that you want to give away, you sell it. And you sell it and get the money for your nonprofit. This is how you can fund. So I was thinking of fundraising ideas, and so that was one of the ones that I thought about, because right now you know, as with the pandemic, you know, mental health, mental wellness is is a big thing now. Mental health and wellness, and so just even the things that people are willing to give to, you know, they're willing to. I was on a call, and I jumped from one thing to another, but anyway, I was on a call with some people, not on a call, I was in Clubhouse, I think it's Clubhouse, and I was in there, so I just was amazed at these younger people that are doing so much for nonprofits, are doing so much. And one lady said, yeah, we're about to turn, they got a bus. And she said, we're going to turn it into mobile showers. So they're going to go drive around with the bus and have people, so people can take showers. So I thought, wow, that's a good idea. But you know,
we partner with an organization that does that.
Denise, can I ask Sandra about Sandra, you were referring to something about the group homes. Can you tell me a little bit more about the group homes?
Sure. So I have friends that have retired from their, you know, careers, and they open group homes. And the group homes that we partner with or adopted have most of them have cognitive issues, so they have mental challenges, but they go to work. And so I like to support them, and we like to supply them with things that would alleviate them having to spend their funds, as far as, you know, sheets for their bed. I think we're going to be doing comforters soon. So
are these homeless individuals in the group home?
No, these are actually, I think the government may pay for their, you know, their support staying in the group home, but they're small group homes. Like the one I do most of the work with has 8 individuals. So when you think about it, it's 8 individuals. I can just call 8 of my friends and say, adopt this client and, you know, do for them. Because I have a lot of friends that won't really come out because they're not local, but they want to support. So what they want to do is support one person or support one initiative you're doing for that month. So I partner, and my friend actually owns the group home, and I know what challenges she has. So I try to do toiletries like every quarter, you know, just supply things that they need. And like Kathy was saying, You know, it means nothing to us to get a toothbrush, but it means the world to them to get something that's theirs. And that's what I like to do. Fill a backpack up with supplies that are for them in their room for their use. So that's really all I'm doing with them right now. And then supplying a meal. So we make it an event. We were supposed to go today, but the weather permitted, did not permit. So what we'll do is we'll go have a party with them on Saturday. We'll feed them, give everybody all of their stuff. And we like to sit and just visit with them because that means the world to people for them to be listened to. And I think that has a bigger impact than the items that we bring. And so what I've always instilled in my volunteers is you treat these people like family or you don't need to come. So I have great volunteers that understand that this is all about them. So
I am so glad you said volunteers because I don't think people realize how much help you really do need when you get ready to do some type of initiative. And all the time, you may not be able to give $1, but you can give an hour. If you can give an hour just to come out and help to pass out something, or get in the car, and go with me, I go with us as we hand out stuff. And a lot of times, people just want you to come in and smile at them. So it's not about all the time. Money is great, but if you don't have the money, donate your time. Just say I'm gonna give an hour or two a month to help somebody else. That goes a long way because I guarantee you, all 4 organizations, we need volunteers.
Yeah, the volunteers are the backbone of your organization. Without them, you could not carry everything. So we always tell people we love our volunteers, and we're not going to let anybody mistreat them and treat them crazy. Because we love our volunteers. They don't have to do it. They don't have the time. I often say they don't have the time to do it, but they have the heart to do it.
Yes.
And so I want to take care of them, and we're going to take care of you. I don't want you to be in danger. And I'm always, if we out in the field, there's always going to be 2. You can't be by yourself. I need you to go in 2s, but you cannot go off by yourself, especially if we do a mission in a foreign country. I don't want you traveling by yourself or doing any of that. And they are just so important and key to the nonprofit organization. Definitely. I wanted to say this since I don't know, you all are teachers, but that's something that we get a lot, and it just blew my mind because I saw that teachers were living in a car behind Walmart. Well, I could not even, I was like, okay, something's wrong here. It's just like the way you would treat veterans. I feel like, are you kidding me?
Right.
They're going to school and teaching and going home to a car behind Walmart. And I was like,
are you getting off work and you're getting off work, you're going to the gas station to clean up.
See?
And then you make sure you get to school before everybody to clean up, and then you go to class. Yes, happens every day.
Y'all take care of your teachers. My grandson, I look at her and I'm like, she has to manage almost 30 kids virtually. And I was like, I'm having a hard time with this one. She's got to manage 30 kindergartners. And I just couldn't imagine the struggle that would be to where I don't make because if you live in a certain area, you teach there, but you don't make enough to pay the rent there, $1,600 to $1,800 a month. That's sort of going to kick you out. Yeah. And that just broke my heart. Right. I mean, if we had found one, I'd probably be like, okay, we need to really, really help them. But there were more than one. And that was just crazy to me.
That's heartbreaking. Yeah.
Wow.
Teachers.
Sacrifice that they make, because they make a sacrifice. I'm telling you.
My God, don't
they do.
I have a whole different appreciation for them. I tell you.
That reminded me because you were taking the sack and taking the things for them and maintaining the food and stuff or supplies that the kids needs. That just, I don't know, that just get into my writing here because I know that they strive for excellence for their students and they care so much about those kids, buying school supplies and all that stuff. And
out of their money
Out of
that they
their
make.
money.
It's not a
Yeah.
lot. Let's talk
Yes.
about that for a second. It's not a
Mhm.
lot of money, but they go and buy bundles of school supplies just so the kids, because the kids are coming there without a pencil or pen and paper in a
In
minute.
a heartbeat.
And so
Mhm.
you have to have that already there. So if you want to be able to continue on to teach. Now I want to, because we got a couple more minutes, but I want each of you to tell us where we can find you at, your organization at, and ways to give.
Okay.
I'm on all the major platforms: Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. My website is 3leafl.com, and there's a beautiful little donate button there. You just click it, and and I will be more than happy to reach out to you. You will get a personal thank you from me. Uh, I just thank God for this time. Thank you. But it's Denise Montgomery, 3leafl.com, and I'll be more than thank you for any donations.
Yes.
Mhm. Okay. We are Hope Restored Missions Supportive Center at 1947 Avenue K, Plano, Texas. Our website is hoperestoredmissions.org. And as Denise said, there's a lovely donate button on the website. You can also donate Cash App with the $ hoperestoredmissions.org. And we're on all the social media as well at Hope Restored Missions.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Come on, Sandra. Brittany's Backpack
Okay,
Ministry.
so I'm on Facebook at Brittany's Backpack Ministry. Please like my page. Also on Instagram as well, same Brittany's Backpack Ministry. I am Cash App, and that's $ Brittany's Backpack. And my Zelle is 469-226-2008. And I look up to you ladies, and I will have a website within the next month.
Yes,
Come
you
on.
will.
Beyond
Yes,
that.
you will. Yes, you will. And of course, mine is 180impact.org. And somebody asked me, they said, well, why you say 180 and stop not 360? Well, 180 turns you in a different direction. 360, you get back to the
Take you
same
right
place.
back.
Yeah. And so we want to make a 180 turn, but it is 180impact.org. And also you can reach me at impact180@yahoo.com. And then, of course, ways to give. If you go on my website, it's a whole page of ways to give. You can donate, and it goes right into our PayPal account. And then, because our PayPal account is impact180@yahoo.com. That is our PayPal email address. And so, but anyway, the donate buttons will take you right there. Then we also on Givelify. If you look our organization up at 180impact.org on Givelify, we are there. You also can Cash App us at 180IM, $180IM is our Cash App. And we also have Zelle, and our Zelle is impact180 at Yahoo. And so that is all our ways to give. And so we'll be glad. We are doing a campaign, because we're going to do, well, like I said, we're doing essential backpacks for those without walls. And so we want to give, I want to give enough food to feed them all day. Of course, these are perishable, because right now we cannot do, perishable items. So these are non-perishable items. And so, but now I can't do that potted meat, because, I don't know what that is myself. And so I don't know what that is. I don't quite know what that is. I don't give that one out. But anyway, I just making a joke about that because I think that's funny. But anyway, so we're going to do that. And also we're going to do essential stuff. So last time we gave masks, we gave, hand sanitizer, lotion, and we gave a toothbrush, toothpaste, we gave socks, we gave wipes, we gave a wash rag and soap, down soap, and we gave it was a bunch of stuff in there. We had masks and all the essentials of that. And so we're going to keep doing that. And so that's something that we're doing. So, but please, be a blessing to each one of these organizations. They are making a difference in the communities. They're serving, they're doing what they can do, hold down their corners, what I say. And one thing I say is I don't despise the days of small beginnings, but the vision is much bigger than what I see right now. And so I ain't responsible for that. That's God gonna bless that. And I believe he'll do just what he said, what he has given us to do, the visions that he's given us. I believe he's going to fund them and take them on to where they need to be. Not so that our name can be great, but so that his purpose can be served in the kingdom.
Mhm.
And so that is what we're about. So I just wanted to highlight some organizations, let them know African Americans are doing something more besides just sitting around looking. We got stuff we're doing. We're doing some things. And so that is such a blessing. And we just thank God for each and every one of you taking your time with my on the whim idea. You know, I can come up with something. I'm like, oh, let's do this. And thanks so much for your time and you answering the call and heeding the call. And I hope that everybody gets blessed by this situation. And I'm telling you, it is important to have your stuff together. I had a whole web page, didn't have no ways to donate on it. So somebody said, well, how am I supposed to give to you?
We learning.
Together.
We learning.
Yeah, it was a learning experience, and I had to get me somebody to learn, to help me, and so it was a good thing. And I got that. It was a young man over. I think he's over in I don't know. He's over there. He's in overseas somewhere. I got on Fiverr. He got on there and clicked, and he got it all done for me. So I was so thankful for that. So that's a good avenue for those, since we don't have a whole lot of money, and they always say, oh, it's gonna cost you $1,000. I said, well, we don't have that right now. And so that's a good way. If you're a nonprofit organization, if you want somebody to help you, you can utilize that service. It's Fiverr. I told them those are my administrative assistants.
That's good.
Like the young man. Yeah, the young man that did the flyer for today, he charged me $5. That's all he charged me. And he
did it quick.
He did it
nice,
quick. Yes, because they click, and it's a wrap. I told him, I said, well, how? I said, he said, and I gave him a little more than what that was. But anyway, that's a service you can use to help us out. And they do websites and everything from there. You just got, you get through. I can give you the person that did help me with mine. I don't mind sharing none, because this is what I say. If I know something, you know something, because I don't mind sharing and helping. That's what I don't mind doing. So anyway,
I need a guy named that did the flyer.
We do need his name.
So we can
bless him too. So we can bless him too.
I'll send you all that information, because he did a really good job. And I'll send you, because I got a whole team now. I got somebody to do my book covers, somebody to do my website, somebody to do resumes. They do all of it over here on Fiverr.
Fiverr is wonderful. I know we're giving them a plug, but Fiverr is absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, they're wonderful, especially if you don't have a lot. So it is what it is. We gotta do what we gotta do to get the job done. And so and me clicking on there, that gets on my nerves.
Ms. Denise, can I add one other thing before we go? Next month we're doing March into March, and we are doing a drive for men's shoes. Please, there be new or gently used. These are shoes, work boots and things like that for the men who are doing day labor, and we need work gloves. So that's our campaign coming up next month. Of course, donations are great. We would like that. But if you have or know of someone that would like to donate men's shoes, not women's shoes, because we got shoes, but men's shoes in good working, in good condition, to hand out. And of course, 9 to 15, whatever you have there, we are then accepting those donations.
Okay, well, I'll get them to run in my mouth. Just all these people out there, and ask if they want to donate, and then I'm going to donate myself, because I believe in helping. Yeah,
that's the hardest thing to find is men's things.
Yeah, I called my son. I know he got some shoes.
All right.
And another thing is, a lot of people think men don't have a need, but they do.
They do.
They have a need, just like
they need belts.
So,
they need underwear. They need,
they need stuff. Yeah.
Who gives that stuff away?
Yeah. So don't.
Women can get anything they want. I'm telling you, we can get the clothes. We more than enough, but it's like
silent needs. Yeah. They have silent needs because they're not going to tell you.
Right.
Okay.
But thank you all, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hope Restored and Brittany's Backpack Ministry, and then 180 Impact. We are on our job doing what the Lord has told us to do. So support it. Thank you all for listening to us, and I hope this goes viral.
All right.
Thanks, ladies.
All right. Y'all have a good one.
Okay, talk to y'all soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.